The true story of the Lennox sisters.
Caroline is clever.
The independence of thought is not wicked.
Most people think it is.
Most people do not think.
Emily is a mother to me.
Infidelity in men is as common as rain and has as little meaning.
Louisa is an angel.
Will you be dissatisfied when we all love you?
What are you?
I think I am a disappointment.
Aristocrats. New drama starts next Sunday at 9 on BBC One.
Tim Henman's game is based on speed. He likes the lightest balls because they come off the racket faster. He likes playing in hot weather because the ball travels through the air quicker. And he prefers fast surfaces like grass because it's less likely that the ball will come back.
Investigating the Colombian drugs trade, CIA officer Jack Ryan discovers corruption at the highest level of the US government. Harrison Ford stars in Clear and Present Danger, now at the later time of 10:10. And that's because of an extended BBC News, first on BBC One with Nicholas Witchell.
The NATO peacekeeping operation in Kosovo is facing problems tonight. German soldiers have come under attack. They fired back. One Serb was killed. British troops have also shot one man dead. He fired first, NATO says. And the Russians are still blocking the way to NATO forces at Pristina airport. Good evening. Gunfights with the Serbs, a continuing standoff with the Russians. A little more than 36 hours after it began, the NATO peacekeeping operation in Kosovo is tonight facing a host of difficulties, military and diplomatic. There have been several confrontations between NATO troops and armed Serbs. The most serious was in the town of Prizren. There, German soldiers came under fire and one Serb was shot dead. From Prizren, our correspondent Jeremy Bowen reports.
Early evening, Prizren. German troops opened fire. One of them had just been shot and wounded, they believed, by the men in the car. The driver was killed and his passenger seriously wounded. The Germans fired back from a tank covered in flowers, left from the rapturous welcome they'd had from Prizren's ethnic Albanians. The Germans were all greeted like heroes. Every soldier that arrived made them feel safer. For these people, the Germans are liberators and protectors.
But we know that now we are free. NATO soldiers are here.
But soon the desire of ethnic Albanians to get their own back broke surface. And so did the humiliation and rage of the Serbs. German troops forced back a group of Serb soldiers who'd moved too close to the crowd. They traded obscenities. Across town, German armor was moving again, this time to protect Serbs. At the military hospital, the Serbs were preparing a convoy of fighters, medics and civilians to be moved back towards Serbia when the Germans decided it was safe. The commander, an army doctor, said leaving Kosovo was the worst day of his life. And he blamed Yugoslavia's president, Slobodan Milosevic.
Svi ratovi su greška.
Every war is a mistake.
Milosevic's mistake?
Miloševićeva greška u ovom slučaju.
Miloševićeva
greška. Milosevic's mistake.
Milošević's mistake.
A few minutes later, the Germans were trying to save the man they'd shot. His colleague was lying dead in the car. Eyewitnesses said the men were Serbs who'd attacked the Germans. Their weapons were on the pavement.
It's got very ugly here very quickly. There's a lot of hatred in this town and a big desire for revenge from the Serbs and from the ethnic Albanians. Jeremy Bowen, BBC News, Prizren.
And Jeremy Bowen joins us now from Prizren. Ugly scenes, Jeremy, as you were saying there. What's the situation tonight?
Extremely tense, extremely tense. I've just come down that way, which is the main road into Serbia. There are lots of German armoured cars and tanks on the streets with their soldiers, full combat readiness. Also, truckloads of Serb soldiers have been moving out that way, getting back towards Serbia, again moving through with their weapons at full combat readiness. As I'm speaking to you now as well, a German armoured car is just passing along the street here. They've been on patrol. They've told the people of Prizren to get off the streets. They've told the people here to get off the streets. This was the square in which the Kosovo Albanians welcomed the Germans when they came in this afternoon. It's the place where the Kosovo Albanians were feeling very safe. And now the Germans are saying, get off the streets, go home, we'll patrol, we'll try and keep the place safe. And what's more, they're trying to keep the two sides apart. But it's really very tense here tonight.
Despite that incident earlier, Jeremy, despite the tension, it is clear that the Serbs are pulling out and that NATO is there and taking control.
Yes, they are taking control, and I think they will take control as well. The Germans are here in great force, and as they showed today when they opened fire on the car that had the two men in it that had attacked and wounded one of their men, they're prepared to use that force. They fired back with extreme alacrity towards their attackers, and they killed one of them. But today, you know, you can really feel the tension crackling here, and the Serbs are feeling very resentful and aggressive, but they are pulling out, and the Germans, I think, will control the situation here. But they are seen very much, I think, here by both sides as being on the side of the Kosovo Albanians, and in no sense honest brokers.
Jeremy Bowen, thank you.